Does anybody here having a performing artist guitar? Yeah? This is awesome, isn't it? Yeah, I'm taking this one home. This is the most fun project I was ever involved with at Martin at Fishman. Performing artist series of guitars, wildly crazy guitars. They're awesome. One of the things I do at Fishman is I create the images for all of the Aura instruments. So this series of guitar uses our Aura F1 system, and I was able to make all the images for these. So they send a boatload of these up to me, and I get to go in a recording studio with them for a couple of weeks, and that's what I do. It's pretty fun. So I'm especially proud of this series guitar. Completely new approach to onboard electronics as far as how it interfaces with the guitar. You can see how elegant the interface is. I just want to show you. Bear with no mic for a second. I want to show you. When you plug this in, you'll actually see in the tuner display, it actually says F1. Plug it in. All right, it's the only preamp that tells you its name when you plug it in. The land of digital is pretty fun. You can do a lot of things. So what's great about this system, and I'm not going to bore you with the depth of all the controls, but this, if you're familiar with the onboard Aura, it's been out for a few years on all the Aura model guitars, all of the functionality on the onboard Aura, which takes many sliders and buttons and knobs, and is all in here with 2 knobs and 1 display. And we were able to do that with some pretty tricky firmware that our software department came up with. We have some amazing people working on that. This system was a total collaboration with Martin, starting with the battery box access at the bottom of the guitar. It's very clean and it's very unique. Even though other people have done battery boxes in the past, this one is completely different, and we worked very closely with Martin, talking to them about what they wanted for look and feel, and our mechanical design guys, and working with them came up with this look. I can't open it while it's plugged in, but it just flips open to change the battery. The design is, again, it's very simple looking on the outside, but it was quite a chore to be able to put 2 knobs and 1 display in this guitar in such an elegant manner and have it just kind of blend in with the guitar. You know, the ergonomic nature of people's demands for new electronics. They want to see things that are less kind of invasive and a little more ergonomic. So this was absolutely a really fun project to do. We went through a lot of different ways of installing it and working on little tricks, but it came out, it's really cool. We're really happy with it. Once it's in here, if you hold the volume knob down for a couple seconds, you'll see an indicator that gives you the tuner. Hopefully that's changing right now, right? I can't see it. Like, that's how I take pictures too. Honey, look at my finger when we were at Grand Canyon. So again, when you do the tuner, you hold it down just for a couple of seconds. It mutes the output, and the tuner function works. So again, it gives you tuning. It's a chromatic tuner as well. You can detune, you can drop a D, you can tune the DAD gap, whatever you want to do. It gives you the notes right in front of you. It's all fully digital chromatic tuner. When you want the tuner to go away, you just simply touch the volume knob again. What we have here now is this guitar has imaging. So when you hit the parameter knob here, I should tell you first, before we do that, it's hard to explain imaging in a short time, but images are basically, we record the instrument in a studio, we take those images, we use all different studio microphones, very high quality. We take those images and we put them into the preamp so that you can call them up during your playing. And basically what you're calling up is that microphone signal that we've created in the studio for this specific guitar. So we may record this guitar with a Neumann, a DPA mic, a Sheps mic, even maybe an SM57, just a different variety of images. This guitar holds 9 images that are made for this instrument. And what the top level controls are volume. So there's your volume. And what we have here is our pickup and image blend. And what you can do is go to image, kind of working blind here, and you can scroll up 1 through 9 and select a different image. What the different images are basically the way this guitar responds with different microphones. I'm not exactly remembering the list completely of mics in here, but let's just say we go to image 5. All right, we leave that in here. If I was to not touch these knobs for 10 seconds, it would revert back to the top level function, which is volume and blend. So I'm gonna, all right, so it's already done that. It's gone back to volume and blend. So when I play it now, you can see the P means pickup, and then the level of blend should go all the way to A. Oh, I'm sorry, I for image.
Hey, Joe.
Hey, Rob.
Can I hear that freaking guitar, please? I'm dying to hear that.
That's what I'm doing now. I'm skipping all the rest of the EQ stuff so I can play this guitar for Rob. You want to hear Malaguena? Those of us who work in the technical part of it tend to like yap on about technical stuff. So yeah. This is all just the pickup you're hearing right now. Start blending in some image, which is in effect like blending in that particular microphone. I'm trying to just find an image I really like. I'm not familiar with exactly what's in here. Okay, this is full pickup sound now. Sure if you're hearing all the subtleties of that microphone. It doesn't act like an EQ. It basically acts to add a lot of air and space. And it's interesting playing outside here with all this air and space. It's a little hard to hear it. But if some of you said you have the Aura guitars, you know what it adds basically is a nice microphone signal. It gives you a lot of depth. It gives you a lot of space and actually recreates the sound of each specific microphone that we use. An interesting thing is when we do play these guitars at the factory through the images, the guys from Martin will come up to our factory in Boston and we will sit there and listen to all the different microphone images that we create, and then we pick the 9 final ones that end up in each guitar and the order that they're put in the guitar. So we actually pay a lot of attention to variety between the microphones, the tonality of how they work going from one to the other. And we try to get the best sampling of 9 images. What we find is a lot of people find that one image they really like, or that's 2 images, and they really lock into them. But we give you 9 as a variety. You're able to EQ the image separately from the pickup in a system like this. You're able to add compression. You can set just about any control that you can think of is in here using a variety of pushes and pulls and turns. It's very simple to use. Comes with a user guide that takes about 5 minutes to get familiar with. And it's pretty fascinating. But I don't want to go into any more technical detail. It gives you an idea basically of the levels of products that we offer from Martin. This is also a proprietary system for Martin. No one else has this. This is something we make specifically for Martin. They were very close to us in the design process and R&D and testing, and it's all their system, and we're happy to be involved with them, and we're happy to be here today. We have Chris DeMaria here, who's our Director of Marketing. We have Rob Ketch, who's our OEM Vice President of Sales. And we have Scott Lombardo, who's our Retail Vice President of Sales. So we have some pretty knowledgeable people here, all wearing our Fishman shirts. So if anybody has any questions, you feel free to grab any one of us. Or if you have any right now, I'd be happy to answer them too. Hopefully I know the answer. I think I do. But it's Rob again.
I have it in front of you. How would you've got the pickup sound, the undersaddle sound, and then you've got the image sound? If the image is so great, why wouldn't you want to just use that all the time?
Excellent question, Rob. One thing about pickups, as compared to images, pickup sounds are what they are. They're a dynamic kind of representation of the guitar. They sit under the saddle, so they pick up an instantaneous attack point when you hit a string. The image is created with a microphone. Generally, the microphone is somewhere out in this vicinity in front of the guitar when we record them. There's a space there that is actually built into the image. There's a slight time delay as well. The sound of the string and the vibration of the string touching the saddle, which touches the pickup, is almost immediate. It's what we call an immediate attack. It may take a few milliseconds for that sound and that attack to get to a microphone. And when we record it, that kind of sense of delay is built into a mic response. Very similar to if you were in a studio recording it. When you play on stage, you don't want to lose the attack of your signal. You want to hear it when you hit the string. You want to hear that immediacy of the attack. That built-in delay, time delay that's inherent in a microphone signal, if you go too full to image and take all your pickup signal out of your live mix, you'll lose that kind of attack, and you'll feel it. You can feel it. It's almost like a sluggishness. It's very imperceptible, but guitar players definitely feel it. And that's why what we say is to always start with your pickup signal to get your levels set and where you're going to be playing, and it gives you the sense of your output. And then blend in the image to a point where it's giving you the effect of that microphone and the depth and the room sound. And generally that's going to be somewhere between, on a clock face, 10 o'clock and 2 o'clock. That's generally where people end up in the comfort zone. I play them a lot in the 50-50 range, right in the middle. Sometimes a little less, sometimes more, depending on what you're playing. But if you go all the way to image, you do sacrifice that kind of attack point, and people do miss it. You know, yeah, it's great. Another thing too, the full image setting can be fabulous for recording. You can do some great home recording. The dog can even bark, and it won't ruin your track. You know, because you're getting that kind of image microphone sound direct into your recorder. And that becomes very effective. But for stage use, the pickup is kind of a critical part of the sound, and it's something you'd miss if you dialed it completely out.
Thanks.
So don't do that.
Okay.
Okay, yeah, absolutely. Sorry.
Thanks a lot, guys.